Hello, Daisy Cakes. This is Daisy X Machina, the Drag Queen detective who investigates all things speculative and science fiction, fantasy, and horror. And this is a Get Ready With Me where I get into drag to film a video later today. And let's see who's here. We have Lori. Yay, Lori. John Crow is here. Hey, thank you, John. Lynette is here. Yes, I hope you and Rose are doing great. Rose is doing well. My week has not been the best, but it's being handled. Tree is here. Yay. Thank you so much for joining us. And I woke up this morning to find out that the US is at war with Iran, which is surreal and apparently illegal. But this live stream is to escape from all that. And speaking of escape, how is everyone's reading going this week? Um, for me, I started last week the Express. Oh my God, my mind just went blank. The let me look it up. What is the freaking name of the book I'm reading that was on Shelve It or Shove It? The Elsewhere Express by Samantha Sato Yambao. She is a Filipino writer from the Philippines, and it is one of the best written books on the prose level. The beauty of her writing, the metaphors and similes, and the cadence of her prose is amazing. I'm about 80% of the way through, so maybe you'll fall apart in the last 20%. I'll probably finish it tomorrow because I'm at that point where it's hard to put down the book. So it's I guess it's a contemporary fantasy. I would say it's more, it's like Alice in Wonderland for adults if it was written today. And if you like realism, this is not the book for you. It's what's the opposite of real? Surreal. It's very surreal. It's very whimsical. And it does have a strong plot. And if you look in publishing, they have a range going from literary, which is usually the character driven, beautifully written prose, sometimes experimental. And then you have commercial, which is what I usually read. I think most of us read commercial books, which have strong plots, the page turners, that type of thing. But there's something in the middle called upmarket. Upmarket is sort of this literary prose with a very commercial plot. And that's what I think this is, leaning more towards, well, I was going to say it leans more towards literary. But anyway, I highly recommend the Elsewhere Express, unless it falls apart in the last 20% of the book I'm reading, which I don't think will happen. I'm caught up on my Hugos, and I can't wait to read the Shelve It or Shove It I picked for March, the cat book, the Agnes Obern's. Anyway, if you saw the video, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so are you all seeing Miss Daisy? I hope you are. My reading was mostly non-existent. Oh, well, sometimes we just have slow weeks. I started the Once and Future Queen, but hated it. I love the Once and Future King. I was very disappointed because I expected it to be similar to that book. I would think so too. It sounds like the Queen is Guinevere. I thought it sounded like an Arthurian legend from Guinevere's point of view. So sorry, it's disappointing. Oh, your screen froze. Okay. Finished 3 books, including Test of Fire by Ben Bova. That's a name I haven't heard of in a while. Ben Bova. I'm pretty sure I've read stuff by him before, but doesn't look like I'll be picking up Test of Fire. Oh, same, John. We're on the same wavelength. Also, Solomon's Noose, which was a bio of Tasmania's best known hangman, I learned about him when I worked on the Tasmanian execution database. Well, the characters are either good or bad, no great characters. Well, it's about a modern woman who somehow ends up in Camelot as Guinevere. Oh, well, I did not expect that at all. So it's like Outlander for. Oh, by the way, the Elsewhere Express. If you read some of the blurbs, it may sound like a romance, and there is this. I'll call it a love story between two people, but it's more of a friendship. And I'm sure there's going to be a romance. Okay, 81% of the way through, and they haven't kissed. And that's ironic if you read the book. And you'll know what I mean once you read it, or if you read it. Um, but it's a type of love story that I really like that's based on friendship or building friendship, more on like physical attraction or sex or all that. People who are really into romances will probably hate the Elsewhere Express if they pick it up, think it's going to be a romance, or I should say traditional romance. Okay, anyway, um, okay, I do have a new wig today. I finally got the wig I ordered like months ago when Gingerella was having a 25, 30% sale. So I booked the wig then, and she just um, built the wig or set the wig, and I just received it this week. And I was disappointed. I was so disappointed. Never going to order from this person again. It's basically it was supposed to be like a 50s wig, styled wig, like with WandaVision, sort of the styles big, like in the I Love Lucy days. Anyway, it was cut, set, curled, but it wasn't teased. And if you know drag wigs, like most of the wigs I have here, they're teased, to be big. And this like sat really close to my head, and I tried brushing it out and didn't go anywhere. And I did something I didn't think I would that wasn't interested in doing, because which is why I spend so much money on style drag wigs, is I styled it myself. I teased it, and I blew it out and tried to style it. Dennis, my husband, is a hairstylist, so he helped me, and I really like where we ended up. But I would have preferred to have gotten a styled wig rather than having to style it myself. But it's given me the confidence where I may go through and style some of my other wigs that either I got the one blonde wig that I'm looking at it. The one blonde wig, long with curls, that wasn't styled. I thought it would be, I could wear it just by brushing it out. But I think it does need to be teased. And some of my other Friston wigs have that are older or need some help. So anyway, we'll see. Lori did read The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry, Absolute Pablum. Yeah, sometimes pablum is nice if you want to zone out. I read Storied Life years ago. If I remember correctly, I thought it was okay. FYI, her name is White Faye. Who are we talking about? Um, I thought it was absolutely predictable. I don't remember much about it. How many wigs do you have? I have over a dozen wigs. I've gotten, well, it's been how many years I've been doing this. But I think if I'm feeling down, I start buying stuff, which isn't great. Okay, anyway, let's put on some makeup. I was thinking about doing browns with maybe a colored wig, colored lid to go with the wig. And the wig is, by the way, black. So yeah, I'm just gonna do brown. So I don't do browns very often. Start with this. WIG tour. Well, I can zoom out real fast because I have this. This won't show all my wigs, but oh, my camera won't pick up the full wigs. But you can see that I am framed with wigs, and I have another shelf over here that has a bunch of wigs, which I can't show you. But okay, anyway. I finished 22 books of 70 books I want to read this year. Lynette, that's like 10 books a month. Oh, you are way ahead of the game. Rose has a dozen too. Hey, wigs can be addictive once you start buying them. Okay, anyway, Brown. So yeah, I was shocked to wake up to find out we're at war with Iran. And I promise I won't talk about this much because I know you don't like politics. But um, it just feels like it's illegal because Congress needs to approve war unless uh, the U.S. is like in under imminent threat. And I don't think anyone, for by any stretch of the imagination, were we an imminent threat. But it just really bothers me that Congress has sort of abdicated their responsibility to do things like declare war. You know, even George W. Bush, even though he made up his reasons why to attack Iraq, at least he went to Congress and made the case, and there was debate, but not this time. But we are just living in interesting times. That's all I can say. Rose had a wig made for any special part she portrayed on stage. That's great. I have read 3 books not on the list, including The High Crusade. I tried to look at the movie adaptation, but it was awful. Oh, yeah, I remember you mentioned that. I need to look that up. Memories. I'd give them names and make their my friends. Wouldn't get freaked out by imagining them with eyes. I'm calling this wig that I'm going to show you later Liz, and you'll see why. Okay. Oh, I know what it's gonna. That's the books where the knights take over an alien ship and conquer their empire. Right. It does just sound like a fun concept. Our local jigsaw puzzle swap got stolen. Cabinets and all the puzzles. That is bizarre. Who would steal puzzles? When I think about how horrible things are getting, I make myself remember how much worse things got at certain times in the past, how people managed to get through it. Yeah. Okay, that didn't work. Things get bad. I'm just grateful I live on a remote island. Yep. I can see that, Lynette. Trust me, there are many of us who wish we were on an island far away from the trials and tribulations of the world. And what are we going to do when there's no more Knights of the Seven Seasons? Does everyone here watch Bridgerton? You know, as much as I say I'm not into romances, it's different on the screen because I love rom-coms, like 90-minute rom-coms, and I've been loving Bridgerton. But they have just released the last um, 4 episodes of the latest season. They've been doing that. Netflix has been doing that a lot, breaking up their hit shows into 2 parts, like with Stranger Things. I can only take one person. I can't take the guilt. I took the puzzle. Laurie. Okay. I kind of regretting doing brown because it's kind of, well, who knows? It is a neutral palette. Oh, in the Bridgerton series on Netflix, they have the conceit is a gossip columnist called Mrs. Whistledown is spreading gossip. And I just picked up I noticed on my podcast thing, I usually listen to like podcasts on writing and books and that type of thing. I've been getting kind of bored of that. So I noticed they had a podcast of Pride and Prejudice, which is basically an audiobook as told, or the narrator is Julie Andrews. And I picked it up, and she sounds like Lady Whistledown from Bridgerton. Don't really understand why. I know Julie Andrews is older, but she sounds like really older in this audio version. Actually, I can play it for you. Yes, Jane Austen stories. And
He had soon felt acquainted with all the room, and as to Miss Bennet, he could not conceive an angel more beautiful. Darcy, on the contrary, had seen a collection of.
okay. Anyway, that's Julie Andrews' voice. She just sounded like older to me than I was expecting. Though I don't know what I was expecting. Up. I'm missing a lot. Not as remote as Maui. I'm going to rewatch. What is that? With a friend. She hasn't seen it yet. She's hesitant because there are no dragons. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. She'll love it. She'll love it. I'm just disappointed it was so short. Hawaii is a target. Is there still a base there? It would be if there's a base there. Has anyone seen the movie? Yes, with On the Beach. I read the book. I have not read the book. It's always disappointed that Australia and Tasmania didn't escape. Yeah, it's a tree. It's a. I have seen the movie. It's black and white with Ava Gardner. I mean, it has a pretty impressive cast. Read it several times. Watched the original. I gave up on the. Oh, I didn't know there was a remake. The original was not that bad. Never saw the remake. Yeah, I don't know anything about the remake. Seems like a weird one to remake. When I lived in Scotland, I was surrounded by 6 major targets. Yipes. Okay. So I'm not going to do anything else. Just do a lighter. Okay, let me draw in. Some eyeliner. The thing about On the Beach as a remake is how do you update it? I'm assuming they updated it for modern times because it's such a Cold War movie, unless it was a um, historical. Okay. I think just about anywhere in the Western world is a target these days. Well, some places are more of a target than others, but if there ever is nuclear fallout, that could go anywhere. I don't know if you'll be that safe on an island, but I'm looking for a little brush to. So Goran's here. What is this topic of conversation? Well, we're talking about On the Beach, the movie, and our book. Um, I was just talking about being at war with Iran, saying it's illegal because there was no congressional approval. And we're talking about books we've read this week. So, welcome aboard. And the new one, the radio signal was a computer signal from Alaska. So I've read Leinster Lommer Anderson while revisiting classic sci-fi authors. I don't know who will be next. Not the big three. What am I doing this week? I'm going to be releasing the Hugos. Look it up. I think I am going to do the Nebulas, but I'm going to skip the first 2 years of Nebulas because the first year they had like 13 nominees, and I don't want to do 13. And then the second year they only had 3 nominees, and I read all 3. And so I think I'm going to start in 67. Oh, 1963. You are not going to believe. No, 1962. Okay. Actually, you will believe the book I got for 1962. 1963, you'll never guess. Anyway, so you'll be seeing that this month or in March. Paul Anderson, The High Crusade. What's weird about the nebulas is they're always like a year behind. Like they award 1965 books in 1966. Okay. I think I'm going to do a large cut crease and just to give a pop of color, I may do a little pink. Not the whole lid, just a little bit of pink. We'll see. Denmark has recently made it compulsory for males and females not in further education to report for testing for military service. Interesting. Is that because of Trump in Greenland? I mean, it's not that unusual for countries to do that. You know, Thailand does it, Philippines does it, a lot of Israel does it, requiring service. Feels like spring outside now, but we're supposed to get 18 more inches of snow. Oh my God, Tree, where do you live again? It's actually been unseasonably warm here in Vegas. I mean, Vegas is known for being warm, but usually at this time of year, like right now, it's almost 80 degrees. So I don't know if that's going to be indicative for an extra hot summer. I don't know. Spain still has mandatory service. The other day I was reading on Robert Silverberg and did find out that he was rich due to some investments that he did during the early 50s. I think that it is those investments aren't mentioned. I think I remember reading that too. By the way, my favorite Silverberg is Lord Valentine's Castle, that Majapur series. The other person who was rich, not because of investments, that's really interesting they made investments, but you may be surprised to know that Larry Niven was like a trust fund baby or something. He came from money, which allowed him to just spend his time writing and not worry about uh, deadline. Well, I guess he worried about deadlines, but did worry about money. Denmark, Norway. Talking about Silverberg, I might read Down to Earth. That's my next classic read. Don't know that one. Spain has no mandatory service since the mid 2000s. Oh, you're in Harrisburg, PA. I didn't grow up. In my teenage years, I was in Maryland, Walkersville, just like above Frederick. So we had that type of weather. I spent fair amount of time there, but don't keep up with military requirements. Yes, Niven was a Nepo baby. But he was, I mean, yes, but it didn't stop him for fighting his own art through writing. You know, he wasn't just out yachting and wasting his life. Denmark, Norway, Germany, and Sweden have set up a joint operation to patrol the Skagerrak due to increased sabotage there. That is great. Yeah, I haven't read that Silverberg book, Down to Earth. Like I said, the only thing that really sticks out for me with in Silverberg is the Lord Valentine series. Okay, I'm going to do a big lid and do mostly white with some pink. Yeah. Vivid life story was very similar to the guy that did Scrooge McDuck. Oh, I didn't know that. And Donald Duck, Don Rosa. No idea. And I was a huge fan of Niven in the 70s. The known space books. I think almost all his books are in the known space universe with the Kazinti and Ringworld and Puppeteers and all them. I don't think the ones he did with Jerry Pournelle were. I don't think Mode in God's Eye was in the known universe. I know in like Inferno that wasn't. Or he did this one on theme parks. So I was reading Niven in high school. That's where I discovered him with my best friend Mike. I remember this is such an adolescent boy thing. He did a collection of short stories, one of which was um, or it included essays, but it was how Superman's sperm would have killed any woman. So he could have like a relationship with Lois Lane. Pat this down. When he wrote the episode, uh, Star Trek, the animated series, that was early 70s, the 70s. Niven wrote a episode and he stuck in one of his characters, the Kazinti. He just sort of stuck them in. Reworld would be a great miniseries. Okay. Don Rosa came from a millionaire family which owned a construction company that uh, built skyscrapers. I really enjoyed Niven and Purnell's Future History series. Okay, I didn't know that's what it was called. The thing is that Rosa wanted to be a graphic designer and work in comics for a living, so his parents disowned him as they wanted him to be an engineer. Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay, the Modis were the future history. That makes sense. By the third hand. I enjoyed living in Purnell's Inferno, but hated the sequel. I remember you saying that, Lynette. They wrote 30 years later. A private sci-fi comic book produced by the now defunct science fiction bookshop had a panel showing Superman having sex with Lois. They showed it. They obviously did not read, or did they read Niven's essay and showing Lois dying from the experience? Oh my gosh. Okay. Tangentially, Niven's episode for Star Trek The Animation is the only one in which there were casualties. Oh, I did not know that. Interesting. He blew the top for the act. Okay. Talking about sequels, how many of you did read Stephen Baxter's official sequel to the Time Machine, The Time Ships? Did not read that. The Flavor Weapon. Okay. That's the Kazinti. Not me, but that is no surprise. I have it on my very long TBR list. Okay, I want to set this white. I did like Larry Niven's recent, I'm like pointing back here because one of the books is back here, um, book on the puppeteer worlds. I think it started as he had a co-author, but then the co-author kind of disappeared from the later books, so I don't know what went on there. Okay, so now I'm going to use just a little bit of the pink. Like that. John Crow read Time Ships and he enjoyed it. Have a couple of Baxter books on my TBR, including his one about Rome. I haven't read Baxter at all. Yeah, I don't remember reading. I mean, I know the name. I don't recall reading anything by him. Okay, let me get a light pink. Going modern. Has anyone read anything by Mary Robinette Kowal? 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 Because I listened to a podcast called Writing Excuses that she's on. I've never read anything by her, so I'm kind of curious what her writing's like. I think I remember seeing her in Chill It or Shove It for one of her books. But apparently, she's a huge uh, Doctor Who fan. And she puts on all her books, allegedly, well, not allegedly, she comes out and says that she has Doctor Who show up. I don't think they call him Doctor Who, but a Doctor Who character show up in all her books to in a little cameo. I love that. Oh, what's this? Happy birthday, Lynette! Woohoo! I don't think I could possibly get through my TBR. See, you should be like me. I don't have a TBR, except for because of Shove It or Shove It in the Hugo Awards. 68. Congratulations. But again, if you're reading as many books as you are, you're going through your TBR. Happy birthday. And many happy returns. I play a reading time too, only 67. Okay, I'm going to. Do I have? I'm gonna put a little sparkle on my lids. I think I'm going to use this stuff, this goop. You can't see it on screen. Great. But I see it. Okay. Currently counting the days down to David Attenborough's 200th birthday. 2 months to go. No way. You mean his 100th birthday? It'd be 200? What are you talking about? Okay, 100, not 200. Boy, you stopped me there. A lot of February babies. I was 66 on the 8th. 65 in June, 68 in September. Daisy is the baby here. I am the baby. Although I am in my 60s, but I'm on the lower end, so okay. I am going to move on to black chroma cake. Yeah, talking about years left to read. What about years left to write? I still haven't been published, still on the publishing rodeo with getting an agent, which is a big step, but she hasn't been able to, or we haven't been able to get a deal. But I often think, how much time do I really have left? Especially with publishing being such a slow business. There's some celebrities who might get to their 100th. People in my family, both sides, live into their late 90s, some early hundreds. I've been watching David Attenborough series for more than 50 years. Do magazine and paper articles count? One of my aunts lived to 100. My Aunt Tosh is 101 this year. She is one of the very few Japanese Americans left alive who remember the relocation camps during World War II. I mean, as an adult, there's still some that were remember that were children. But yeah, she was an adult. Passed away at 97. Wow. I need to keep 66 in mind to light a fire under my butt in order to finish my second novel. Yay, tree. I love that. I want to outlive my annoying siblings. So I've left in peace. I love that, Lynette. My wife's evil brother passed away recently. I was so happy. Okay. For a tiny brush for the black. And there we have it. That looks messy. This side looks messy. Okay. Hey, thank you, Tree. The big lid is looking good. Thank you. I'm back on a diet because I put a bit of weight on after I hurt my toe. Oh, yeah, you stopped walking. Need to lose a kilo or two. I'm doing pretty good on my walking. I average, I think I said before, like 2 miles a day. But it doesn't really. Oh, one thing I started going to is Pilates because I have like lower back issues and I don't have any flexibility. And a friend of mine said, "Oh, try Pilates." So I got like 10 classes on a Groupon, and I do really like it, but it's really expensive. I was like looking up the normal prices. Now, if I want to keep up with it, it's pretty costly. Okay. Um, the under eyes. Thank you, Lori. Looks mauve to me. Yeah, it could be mauve. Oh, DK Moon! Yay! I think I put on weight because I was hard to cook when my toe was sore. I was sitting here starving because I'm trying to fast this weekend to lose weight, but I keep thinking about a couple of protein bars in the glove compartment. Yeah, my kryptonite is still potato chips. Okay. Loved Pilates, but had a plumbing problem in the condo, so couldn't afford it anymore. Yeah, that's how expensive it is. I don't know if you have a HSA, health savings account. I think if you get a doctor's letter of recommendation, you can use the money there for Pilates. So I might try that. It's been 2.5 years since I had a potato chip. Oh, I couldn't do it. Really do pop. Can't wait for the lashes. That's when they change. Chips for me reminds me that I have a egg. Sorry. Crisps and chips. Oh, right. When I say chips, I mean crisps. Haven't had KFC for 2.5 years. You're not missing much. Fasting doesn't work. Try to eat raw garlic, cloven. Okay, let me see that. Try to eat raw garlic, cloven, cut in half, and then wait 10 minutes to oxidize, and then drink freshly squeezed lemon juice with honey and turmeric. Stir in mineral water. Yeah, because I know in fasting they have a water, lemon juice, honey, and cayenne pepper. I've heard that before. I haven't heard honey and turmeric in mineral water with lemon juice. Interesting. Wants me to take a pickleball. Yeah, what is with pickleball? It's like I saw nothing, heard nothing about pickleball. Then suddenly it's like, then the last 5 years, pickleball is everywhere. The park that's near me, they have plans to put in pickleball courts. So remember, I think it was 70s, 80s when racquetball was a big thing, but now you don't hear anything about racquetball. I had fun playing racquetball. You're just like, you don't have to chase a ball. You're just in a little cube. Okay. And I kind of like brown neutral eye with just a pop of color in the lids. Maybe I'll try that again. Okay. Back in the day, squash and swimming. Oops, reading that. DK loved racquetball. I dropped 20 kilograms just by cutting out junk food. Calorie restriction really helps me, but it is hard in the winter. I want to eat and sleep all winter long. Same. And dropping unhealthy snacks. Remember racquetball tore up my knees. What are healthy snacks? What are healthy snacks that are salty and crunchy? And by the way, I can't eat popcorn because of diverticulitis. It triggers it for me. And I don't believe it's because of the seeds, but anyway, didn't mean to go there. But I can't have popcorn. I just want something crunchy and salty. It's celery. I'd asked Dennis to get me celery, and we did it for like a couple weeks and it stopped. Okay. Oh, air fried chickpeas. I never even thought of that. It's like out of a can. Mini squeeze. Don't know what that is. Roasted vegetables with salt. But roasted vegetables are not crunchy for yours to heal properly. Yipes. For your knees. Yeah. Celery with salt. Okay. Baby carrots with yogurt dip. I have tried carrots before, and I'm not, and they are crunchy, but they're a little bit too hard for me. There's not quite what I like. Drain the chickpeas and air fry them. I'm going to try that. Once had a sodium deficiency and decided margaritas were medicinal. Lori, a stack of sugar stack peas. Sugar stack peas. Yeah. Almonds are, yeah, I do like almonds. I like mine covered in chocolate. I also like them with the seasoning on them. That's a probably same problem as popcorn. No, I don't have problems with that, like a popcorn. Oh, thank you for joining us, Zagoran. Yes, you have a great weekend too. Oh, cucumber slices. That's a good idea. Okay. Red lips. Try to clean them up a little bit. Okay. Love almonds, however, I'm allergic to them. Oh no. Allergic to all nuts. This is called Immortal. It's like a deep dark red from Gerard Cosmetics. Okay, anyway. But I'm going to completely change them with the topper. Because you know I love these toppers. Mostly because they dry matte, so they won't get on your teeth, but it looks shiny or slick. Okay, anyway, time for the eyelashes. Oh no, John, not just almonds, they trigger really, really bad migraines. I don't have any problems with salt, so maybe I will, because I do like those like hickory smoked almonds. I guess you could get them with other nuts. Maybe I will put a little bit of real gloss on. Just a little bit, not near my teeth. Just like, not sure that did anything. Oh, I want to do a little white. I've been giving myself this little white stripe here, which I've been liking. Okay. I mix nuts. Good crunchy snack with salt. Need to run. Oh, Lori. Okay, thank you for joining. Spills and bright lights are my main triggers since I went through menopause. Rose once wore a perfume she had just purchased. She came into the bedroom and my brain exploded. Oh no. Yeah, smells can really trigger things. Okay, getting on the lashes and I'll get on the wig and then I'm out of here. One down, one to go. Once again, this new wig I did, or I bought, is styled by me and Dennis. In other words, the wig seller curled it and cut it, but didn't like tease it. And so Dennis and I finished styling it. Okay. I got these ridiculous necklaces. They were really cheap, so I got them in a whole bunch of different colors. It reminds me of the Flintstones, like Wilma and Betty had these like big. Oh, I almost forgot I think I forgot to do this last week. Hair tie. Now to introduce you to my new wig, named Liz, named after Liz Taylor. Let me zoom out a little bit. Lace is pretty light. No, so this is the wig oops, we teased and styled. Although the wig designer set the curls. And it was originally a like 1950s style wig, which it isn't now. Well, maybe. I don't know. Woman necklace. John, I do not order from. It's from Gingerella. It was we had to tease it and style it ourselves. For the price. Thank you. I don't think it was worth it. It looked like a little bit like Liz Taylor. Thank you. There's another Etsy wig designer I want to try, but again, If you are comfortable teasing and styling your own wig, I guess Gingerella will get you halfway there. Oh, the necklace. Um, oh, I'm so embarrassed. It's from Shein or Shine, SHEIN.com. It's a lot of these places. It's like Temu, but for clothing, and they have some jewelry. And yeah, I think it's great for drag or costume type things. They are not high quality. Let's just say that. Okay, guys. I need to head out. I want to do Shelve It or Shove It for um April. Gosh, April. And I may do another Hugo video just to have a book picked for in case I finish, in case I need something to read. And I should be back next week. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And like I said, I should be back next week. And as usual,